Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The event is about to begin.
The event is about to begin. Please place your chairs in their upright and locked position. That's why every time I hear that, I keep waiting for somebody to teach me about the seat belts. Welcome to the next portion of the Charlotte Motor Speedway Media Tour presented by Technicom. I'm Lenny Baticki, Director of Communications at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we will be having two teams to address you from the stage briefly, and then we'll move onward to the one-on-ones so that with these multiple people here, you'll be able to get individually the ones you want from that point. So I will bring to the stage the first of our groups to come out, and I believe they'll both pretty much be back-to-back as they come from JTG Daugherty, Brad Daugherty, Tad Geschecter, AJ Allmendinger, and Brian Burns, the crew chief, will be coming out, as well as from HScott Motorsports, Justin Allgaier, Harry Scott, and Michael Annette. And we have JTG coming, and looks like HScott Motorsports right in there with him. Brad, you're here?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Like we needed to have Brad up on the higher step. Obviously, Roy working his magic so that they can get higher in the rankings immediately as we get things started. But our two teams here will start the conversation with JTG Daugherty and Tad Geschecter. You're, I believe, first on my list here to chat a little bit about the team returning with some great partners this year.
Yeah, it's been a good winter. We've been blessed with great partners. We have a new shiny 3-year relationship with the Clorox Company and their Kingsford, Clorox, Hidden Valley, and Glad brands. Same with Kimberly-Clark. They stepped up quite a bit from their previous contract, so we're blessed to have Scott brands coming back. And then 14th year with Bush's Baked Beans. And then our newer relationships with Southeastern Mills, House Autry, Jam Smucker Company with their Hungry Jack and Martha White brands. And then, of course, Charter Spectrum, who helps us quite a bit, as well as Dell Computers. So, you know, we've got the driver to do what we need to do. We feel like we have the partnerships to do what we need to do. Brian spent a lot of time this winter really working on our preparation processes and how we communicate within the shop. So I feel like there's no reason why we shouldn't improve upon a great 2014.
It sounds like you've got some great backing in 2014. What a dream year, Brad.
Yeah, absolutely. We ran well, obviously, but I think we could have done a better job. As we look back over the year, there were opportunities that we felt like we didn't back up our performance the way we could have. So
thanks for really pumping us up there,
yeah.
Brad.
Yeah, we ain't doing all that. We're gonna go out. We need to run better. We feel like we know we're going to be good at the road courses, but we've got to step it up when we get to the short tracks, because we think AJ is good enough to win on some of the short tracks. And our mile-and-a-half program was stronger last year, so we've got to be a little more successful there. And then as you go restricted plate racing, anything can happen. So I'm looking for more wins is what I'm looking for.
Well, we're looking for more of what he showed us. The year really caught everybody's attention at the NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race qualifying down there on pit lane with Tad watching all of that last second into the program action happen, and that was just a glimpse of what the whole motorsports world would really capture and wrap themselves around. The hard work, beating a road course specialist in his own game, AJ Allmendinger. You made the chase, and you marked another notch up for the JTG Daugherty team.
Yeah, I mean, I felt great about the year until I just listened to that, man. Like our year was terrible now, Brad. Come on.
Okay.
No, it's I agree with Brad. I mean, to get our first victory, as a team, to get my first Sprint Cup victory, and honestly, for a lot of people in our shop, it was their first Sprint Cup victory ever. So to be able to walk into the shop now and see that banner hanging, to know that we made the chase, and going into the last 50 laps of the race, we had a great shot at finishing top 10 in points. It was a good year, but at the same point, we do have to improve. Our consistency wasn't quite there, but I think heading into this year, we're a lot more prepared. Talking to Brian and everybody back at the shop, we really did that RCR alliance and the move to Chevy late mid-December last year, and spent most of the year just trying to catch up and always kind of felt like we were 1 or 2 steps behind. We'd kind of get there, and then they move the bar up again. So going into this year, we're going to be a lot more prepared. We got that energy and that confidence from that victory, but as my boss says over there, we want to go out there and be a contender every race and be more consistent and have a shot to win a lot of races, not just the road courses. And I think with how hard Brian has worked in the offseason and the whole team, I think we can go there and really hit the ground running at Daytona and just be a lot more prepared and have a shot to win a lot of races.
Well, Brian Burns, after all that, the big bunch of sponsors supporting the team, an owner that feels 14 could have even been better. How do you help the driver back up those statements with all the preparation as you get ready to go into 2015 for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series?
Something I've told him recently was, he was a big part of the reason we made the chase last year. He pulled this team along. We know he's a road course ringer here, so this year is our turn to make sure that we're consistent at all the tracks we go to. That's going to be our biggest focus, is just being consistent everywhere. We know being a part of a championship team, everywhere that you unload, you want to have expectations that you could win. So our focus this year is that all these tracks that towards the end of last season we definitely came into our own and got stronger at. We're gonna focus on that, and everywhere we go and show up, we're gonna have those same expectations.
Well, it sounds like a formidable bunch in the back row. Let me reintroduce the front row to you and the far part of the stage. Justin Allgaier, the driver of the number 51 Brandt Professional Agriculture Chevrolet. Harry Scott, the owner-operator of HScott Motorsports, and joining them as well on stage, the driver of the Pilot Flying J Chevrolet, Michael Annett. And what a year, Harry. Got to start with you first here. Looks like you've been doing some things off season to get even better prepared for 2015. Tell us a little bit about the state of your team.
Yeah, absolutely, Lenny. We've had a very busy off season. We are grateful that the Brandt Professional Agriculture is coming back on the 51 car driven by Justin Allgaier in 2015. They're going to do 21 races again with us this year. They've been a great partner over the last 5 years in both the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. The other big announcement that we have today on the 51 car is a sponsorship by Auto Owners Insurance. They're going to partner with us for 3 races, and we did some races with them last year. They're really good people. They share the same core values as our race team, so we're grateful to have them on board as well. Steve Addington will be serving as the competition director again this year, and he will also be Justin's crew chief again. And then we also we've added a new car driven by Michael Annett with sponsorship by Pilot, Flying J, Cypress, and Allstate Peterbilt. So, we're really excited to have Michael on board and looking forward to working with him and getting to know him and putting some equipment under him that where he can really kind of showcase his talent. Having an additional car is going to provide some economies of scale for us and basically double our resources and double our data points. So I've had multiple conversations with Steve Addington about his plan, and he's got a solid plan to make the best of having 2 cars this year and to utilize our resources to get even better. And I feel like we could be a top 20 team consistently with the top 25 finishes in 2015, and that's kind of our goal this year.
Addington serving as crew chief and competition director for Justin and the organization?
Absolutely, and we're still working on identifying a crew chief for Michael, as this deal came to us pretty late, but it was an opportunity we wanted to jump on, and it's been somewhat of a thrash getting everything together, but the guys back at the shop have got a great attitude and are working their tails off to provide a good effort for this additional car.
Well, I've known Justin for so long, I can't believe I'm about to introduce you as the veteran driver of the team, but having Brandt Professional Agriculture back with you and the returning Auto Owners Insurance did a good job for them. They liked what they saw. Good to have you back. What's your overview of what you've heard your owners say and your outlook for the 2015 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series season?
Well, I've heard everybody say how excited they are, so I didn't want to say that. I'm very ebullient to get the season started. I think for me, having a company like Brandt Professional Agriculture come back for the 5th year now, to be a part of that organization, that group, and to have the connections. I mean, we talk about it a lot, but the Brandt family and growing up basically in their hometown, they were in my hometown, and to have that relationship has been awesome. To also have Auto Owners Insurance come back for a 2nd year, they've been a great company to be a part of and to work with as well. And it's funny. I know a lot of the folks from Auto Owners have been waiting to announce this, waiting to tweet it out. So here's your opportunity for them. That's going to be cool. But just to be able to have some continuity, I think, with the guys coming back and staying with everything the way that it was at the end of the year last year. We had some strong finishes towards the end of the season, and just very excited about what we've got going.
Well, we look forward to reading about those, and please have them hashtag CMS Media on those tweets.
Yes.
But things the same, but you now have a teammate, and what are you looking forward to? What does this bring to you and the 51 team, having Michael and his group there to help make this even better?
I think having a teammate is paramount. I mean, to have somebody that not only you can bounce ideas off of and compare to on a race weekend, but as Harry mentioned, to have those resources that having a second car will allow us to do, and to have that. Just to have that extra bit, as we go to the racetracks on each and every weekend. Last year we were kind of on our own island, if you will, and the setups and the things that we were trying to learn. We weren't able to really push the envelope because we were so focused on what was working and trying to make that go forward. So this allows us to kind of get outside the box a little bit. I think Michael and I have kind of grown up racing together. Really, we've been in competition a lot on the racetrack, and we've always seemed to get along really well. So to have him on board as a teammate really adds strength and adds a lot to our program, and so I'm excited. I think it's definitely a good addition.
Well, very good. Thank you, Justin. And the driver of the Pilot Flying J Chevrolet, Michael Annette, you've heard a lot of that. What are you looking forward to being under the HScott Motorsports banner?
Well, I don't have a big vocabulary, so I'm excited. No, I definitely am. I mean, obviously, this opportunity came upon very late, but it was one that I couldn't pass up and definitely wanted to jump on. And I think I've been around the sport about when Harry was getting into it, and to see what every organization he's come into, what rather was K&N, Xfinity, Truck Series, it doesn't take very long at all for them to have success, and I think we saw that last year with having a brand new Cup team, and I think it was about the mid-season. We were. Justin and I started as rookies together last year, and we were parked next to each other, and he kept getting further and further away from me to ask questions. So it was, just to see the success that they have, especially in that second half. I don't think they wanted to see the season end. So to be able to jump on board with Pilot and Flying J and Cypress and Allstate Peterbilt to come over there and hopefully just jump right in with them. I know there's going to be some growing pains that you have to introduce me, and we don't even have a car number yet, let alone a crew chief. But one thing that I can already see with this organization is, yes, we need to get going, we need to get moving, and everything's in the works. Everything at the shop is moving along, but still need to fill some spots with people. But we're not going to do it just to be filling spots. Everybody from Harry to Kevin Ray and Steve Addington, they're very calculated, and that's why they have the success they do. So to be able to jump right into an organization that I feel like was really on a roll last year and is going to keep going and keep getting better is just a huge opportunity for me.
You know, with, you mentioned it, that you both were rookies last year. You're now second-year drivers in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, and this is something that you don't often get to say, that the two drivers that will be competing as sophomores in the Sprint Cup Series have victories at a restrictor plate track. You won in the ARCA Series at Talladega. Can you do any restrictor plate magic that the two of you had in that event, at that series, and move it on up through the Sprint Cup level?
I need some sort of magic. I mean, I think we only finished one last year, so obviously, each restrictor plate race changes and 20 times a lap. So obviously, we want to see both partners, both drivers be up front at the end of those things. Getting to the end obviously is the biggest part, but if we can work together, we definitely will. Like Justin said, my first ARCA race, he was competing in. First nationwide race, he was there, and it seems like each time we move up a series, we do it together. So have a great relationship there. Hopefully, lets me pass him a little easier now, and vice versa. But I'm really excited for this season to come.
Well, it's okay to say excited. Hopefully you'll be able to say that on stage come Las Vegas time later on in the year and bring some good things to your team. With so many people up here on stage, as I had prefaced earlier, we're going to conclude the on-stage portion here. We do have a photo opportunity for the HScott Motorsports team, but we want to thank all of our participants on stage and move them along to the one-on-one so that you all can pick who you want individually, get the in-depth response that you need. And we appreciate both groups being here, JTG Daugherty and HScott Motorsports, and thank you for attending this portion of the Charlotte Motor Speedway Media Tour presented by Technicom. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.